I noticed your property on, I always look at the street, Venice Lane, and I was wondering if you'd be opposed to listing it again. You can kind of get one that works for you. If they said we're no longer selling, that's an objection. What you need to do, as a rookie, I would just say, okay, thank you, hang up. No, when you're getting better, objection handler, they're just trying to get you out of their face. And you got to understand them as well. A lot of people are calling them, so they're tired of hearing calls. So you just say, oh, you always agree with them. You don't want to be a contrarian, trying to convince somebody. You don't want to do that.
Okay.
That's the old way of doing things, where people just target and they drive the sale. You don't want to come across. It's like you going like a used car salesman. You understand? Or a snake oil. You don't want to be that. You just agree with them when they say, "Oh, we're no longer selling." You say, I totally understand. I totally understand. I was just curious why to change your mind. Some of them might hang the phone up on you immediately. Like, I just told you I'm not selling. Why are you asking me? But some of them will answer you and say, we rented it out. Then you kind of know where they are.
Okay.
So all you're trying to do is get information. So why to change your mind? They tell you why to change your mind. Oh, my last agent didn't do this. Then you know it's an agent problem. You can't solve a problem if you don't know what the cause is.
Okay.
You understand? So that's why when they tell me we're not ready to sell, I got an objection handler. Like, I understand you agree with them. And the way you ask the questions is like, is that something you'd be opposed to? You don't want to ask a question where they give you a no. Are you trying to list it anymore? No. And then you lost it. Okay, so we keep going. Why to change your mind if you don't mind me asking? So they tell you why to change your mind. And you say, got it. This is just, all these are asking questions because you can't solve a problem if you don't know what the problem is. You understand?
Yep.
You are here to provide a service and solve a problem. So you say, got it. Curious, when your previous agent was updating you, what did they say kept the home from selling? So they can't tell you. Like this last lady, she told me, oh, the agent didn't market it good enough. Somebody told me, I don't think the agent was experienced enough. Somebody told me, the government shut down. So you know what it is. So
And are you putting this in your notes with the client? Okay.
As soon as I get off the phone, in my mind, it's in my head. I may be jotting it down, but it's in my mind. As soon as we get off the phone, it's fresh in mind. I don't rush to go to the next call. I take my time. You got to be diligent. Put good notes in. Because I talk to so many people.
It's impossible to remember everything.
I make sure my notes are very, very detailed.
Okay.
Like, okay, this is, like I got a guy there. He's going to New York and he'll be back next week. And he might be open to meeting with me on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So I had to put that there. I take my time. When I get a contact, I stop. Because they say a bird at hand is better than two in the bush. You can wish for these 10 other contacts, but this is a bird at hand. I need to make sure I lock in on this one. So when I do speak to somebody, I put very good notes in as far as our conversation, and I also set a calendar reminder on my phone as to when I need to follow up with them.
Okay.
Because you don't trust your mind. What I started doing when I first started calling is I would write it down. Then the day goes by, I check my phone. Man, I was supposed to have called this person. Next thing you know, you see the house on the market.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? So they listed with somebody else. So I don't put it in my mind anymore. We got the technology. I make sure I set calendar reminders. So if I need to follow up with this person in a week, I'm setting the date, and I set maybe a day before to remind me, or 2 days before to remind me, and then 30 minutes before, an hour before. Then before I call them, I go pull it up, review my notes, so I know where the conversation was and where we're picking up. And if I send them a hand mail, so for instance, the lady I just spoke to, what I normally do is I send them a hand mail as well. I'll show you that I wrote her address down, her name. When I put the note here, I sent hand mail sent. So it's just like, for me personally, I think there are studies that say this. It takes 21 contacts to kind of convert. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So a contact can be an email, text message, a conversation, face-to-face. Face-to-face is the best. Phone is better. then hand mails take longer.
So when you're getting face to face with them, what does that look like?
So now that's the listing appointment, and we'll get there. But this right here is to set that up. So this is you want to find out why they didn't sell, and you also want to find out how soon they would like to sell. You want to what you're probing for here. Some people see this as just unnecessary, but what you're probing for is motivation.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to target are motivated sellers. People that want your service. I'm not here to do business with somebody who's not trying to sell their house.
Yeah.
I want people that are motivated. So all I'm trying to gauge is motivation and what the problem was. If the agent was the problem, I want to be a better agent. If they overpriced the house, I want to find that out. And I can still take the listing, but I want to take it letting them know, hey, I think it's overpriced. If it doesn't sell or we don't get any traction within the next week or two, are you opposed to revisiting pricing? Because you give them your opinion, but it's their house. They still are going to make the decision. But at least you go into it with letting them know, hey, I think this is overpriced. If we don't get any showings in the next month or week, not even a month, a couple of weeks, let's revisit pricing. If you want to commit to that, you understand?
Okay.
So, proposal, you got to make the ask. The ask is to meet them. However you want to go about that, you can go about that. But it's totally up to you. I'll be happy to stop by one day this week. And when I'm there, I can share a strategy with you that I'm using to sell homes in your area. You got to make the ask.
Yeah.
And if they say yes, no, whatever, at least you asked. And if they say no, you got to follow up. This is key. You got to throw in the follow up before you get off the phone. When next am I going to talk to you? You understand?
Okay.
I can send you this. You can rephrase it and whatever works for you, but there are reasons why I put this here. Initially, I just got a script offline, but in dealing with people, these are things that I know I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I get off the phone, before I get off the phone, at least try to get the ask.